PLS 201, Legal Research and Writing for Paralegals, Week 5, Overview of the Research Process. The overview of the research process. First, a legal issue or a legal question needs to be answered. That is the first step in our research process. What is the legal issue in the case? What is the legal question that our client is asking us? This will give us an idea of where we are going. Second, consider these questions in the legal research process. Who is involved in this case? What is the legal issue being considered? Where did the activity take place? Why are we asking where the activity took place? Where did it take place? Is important when we are trying to determine jurisdiction. Will this case take place in a state court? Which state? Will this case be decided in a federal court? That is the importance of jurisdiction in a case. When did the activity take place? Why is it important to determine when? The answer, the statute of limitations. There is a certain amount of time allotted, a window, so to speak, whereby an individual may bring suit against another, a business, or government entity. So the statute of limitations is, as jurisdiction, critical. We should also ask ourselves, why did this legal issue develop? How did it develop? That is as critical as what has been already mentioned. In addition, how did this problem arise? Because then we can see how to attack the legal issue in order to find fault with opposing party. Third, is this a criminal or civil case? And as already discussed, who has jurisdiction? What are the actions of those parties? If it is a criminal case, how can this case be defended? What defenses are available to your client for a charge of battery, for a charge of driving under the influence, for a charge of second-degree murder with a firearm? That is critical. Civil, what are the possible remedies that your client can obtain by way of a lawsuit? Fourth step in the research process, consider the sources to be used based on the case information provided. Familiarize yourself with the case. PLS PLS201, Legal Research and Writing for Paralegals, Week 5, Part 2. In our continuing overview of the research process, we are going to go over the fifth, sixth, and last steps of the research process. The fifth step in the research process would be to consult primary sources such as constitutions, case law, statutes, federal statutes, state statutes, and secondary sources. Remember, primary sources are controlling. The courts must follow that which is contained in the primary source. Secondary sources, as discussed earlier, dictionaries, encyclopedias, are secondary sources and are persuasive. In addition to encyclopedias and dictionaries, we discussed resources that are internet-based, .edu and .gov. Law reviews are secondary sources and are persuasive, but are given greater weight than other secondary sources. Sixth, be thorough when taking notes and include all relevant information. That would include ensuring that the citations in our work have been shepherdized and are current and up to date. Seventh, because of this work, it can be overwhelming. That's where taking notes can assist you. But remember, when we are overwhelmed, we have to try to stay focused on the topic and the task given. Lastly, we need to know when to stop our legal research. Why do we need to know when to stop? Research, remember, requires us to log in our client's name, and we bill, depending on the type of case, hourly. And so, legal research can cost the client quite a bit of money. And as mentioned, legal research can become overwhelming and in the process become quite costly to a client. Now back to basics. Once we've completed our legal research, we must remember to reduce that research to writing. Fulfill the requirements of formal writing by using appropriate grammar in the writing. Remember to use sentence formatting. Use a vocabulary that is appropriate for the audience and the task at hand. Spelling should be free from mistakes to avoid confusion. Punctuate correctly. Legal writing is prepared in advance with access to writing tools that can help if questions or concerns arise. Remember, the first draft should not be the last draft. It is only a beginning. Good luck.